Today I will be discussing the story of Kaveh the Blacksmith from the Markaz Review. Kaveh's place in the Iranian cultural imagination is really as the archetypal resistance fighter, someone who dares to risk everything and to stand up to tyranny and demand justice, to speak truth to power and question the legitimacy of an oppressive ruler. Kaveh and his blacksmith's flag become symbols of popular uprisings against the forces of tyranny, symbols that endure to this day.
Hey everyone, welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Hannah Hillam.
And I'm Kaveh Taherian. Hannah, how was your weekend?
You know, I can't even, I'm trying to be like, keep it together. It's been a weekend. It feels like this weekend has lasted 30 years.
It has.
I can't believe it's only March.
Real quick, for those of us who might not know, we do record these in advance because we release them on Patreon a little bit early for the subscribers. But at the time of this recording, it's the beginning of March, and of course, United States and Israel just started their bombing campaign against Iran. So it's been a weekend, everybody.
Yeah, extremely relaxing.
Oh yeah, so relaxed. Just relax.
Man, what was that like waking up on Saturday?
Yeah, I woke up to like 50 texts, which, I realize now most people message through Instagram rather than like text.
Oh, really?
Texts. So it's like a lot of inner circle, like you, and then like my sister and my mom, like immediate family and like close friends were just like, oh my God, it's happening. Like it finally started. I'm like, what? And so I woke up at like 6:30 in the morning on Saturday, and I don't think I was on my. I don't think I got off my phone. No. I was joking with Sarah. I was like, somehow I have more than 48 hours of screen time over Saturday and Sunday.
You're sleeping and just texting.
Despite not even it being possible for that many hours over those 2 days, somehow there's more screen time. So. Yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of, I will say the texts and the messages, a lot of them are from, friends who care. And they're like, are you okay? How's it going? Like, what's up? Or some people just being like, do you know about this? Like, it's like a variety of different kinds of texts of people getting. And then it's funny because there's always this, so there's like family members, there's like close friends, there's like people that I've worked with, whoever. And then there's always like a subcategory that is like one of my favorites of people who like I worked with like 10 years ago, right? Or like I haven't talked to for like years or like barely heard from. And they're immediately like the first people being like, how are you doing? Are you okay? Like, I know we haven't talked in a decade, but I just want to make sure that like you're all right or like you're not upset, and it's really sweet. I think it's, I just kind of want to talk about that on the show to say like, it's weird. I know a lot of people are like, well, I haven't talked to this person in like a decade or whatever, and it seems weird to reach out. I don't know if everybody feels that way, but I think it's really sweet. I think it's really nice. Yeah. I got a lot of messages on Blue Sky from people who are like, hey, it's probably even like really annoying that like you're getting so many messages and like you're probably tired of it. But, I just wanted to say people I've never even talked to like become online friends with it and they still send stuff. So it's great. Like, again, that's just me. I don't know if it's everybody. Some people are probably like, get away. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, why are you checking on me now? Like, where were you? It's none of that shit. Right. You know what I mean? I just think like better late than never. Yeah. It almost reminds me of people who are like, it's never too late to shoot your shot, where I'm like, it's never too late to just check in on somebody and be like, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? Like, I know we haven't talked in 10 years, but I just want to make sure you are all right. Worst case scenario, they don't respond because it's awkward. Right. But I think in the slight chance that people are receptive, like, I think it's nice. Yeah. I think it's really endearing and I find it to be very like supportive and nice. Mm-hmm. But those are the ones that always crack me up. And I have, there's like one person that has recently been texting me, like he was one of the first people to text me in June, and he started texting me again in January. Oh. Yeah, and I'm just sort of like, God bless you. I'm like, I really love that kind of shit. Like, as much as everyone's driving me insane because there's so much like propaganda and nonsense and like takes that I want to fight people on, there is a lot of like people who are just genuinely nice and they want you to be okay. So that's awesome. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm fine. Like, I'm the victim of a psyop right now, like a lot of us are on the outside. But
you texted me the other day and you were like, I want to not talk to anyone ever again.
Yeah, ever again. Yeah.
I'm done with all of this.
But I'm not getting bombed. You know what I mean? So I'm like, don't worry about me in that sense. Worry about the Iranian people getting bombed. Or either from outside sources or inside, or people, everyone all trying to kill them at the same time. But I'm okay in that sense. I'm stressed out. Obviously, it's been difficult. But, as I've said before, what I'm going through is nothing compared to the people who are, experiencing it on the ground in Iran. Mm-hmm. Who knows what's going to happen? I think those of us who have been very emotionally invested in this, not just through like we have family there, but those of us who have, spent quite a lot of time learning and understanding and reading history and seeing patterns that happen and
being on a podcast where the other person shares a lot about the country to the point where I panicked.
Yeah.
I panicked.
You're like, oh my God, they're bombing my home country. And you're like, oh, wait.
Well, there was a second where I was like, oh, no. I mean, which is a normal human reaction, but there was a definite like, no.
Oh my God.
How dare you? Like an extra layer of like.
It's personal now. You're in it.
Yeah, I'm in it. Anyway, I interrupted you. What did you say?
No. I appreciate that. I'm saying I get it. And like I said, you were like I think, did you message or did Alyssa? I can't remember.
It was me at 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m., yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. And then I realized he's going to wake up to this.
I'm glad that it came from you. That's great.
Oh, wait, I was like the first one? That's
no. I just
mean,
it was like a bunch of other ones. But I'm like, I would be like, are you kidding me? If I like woke up at like 6:30 in the morning and I'm like, Hannah, you didn't even text me that we went to war with Iran. What kind of friend are you?
It's like, sorry, I know I'm always up at the middle of the night. I should have known better.
Yeah,
but that is my
as if I wake up from the texts that you send me. I just sleep through them like a rock.
I text you at 2 a.m. all the time.
All the time, yeah.
I'd be like, by the way, Rick, tomorrow I got to record an hour later. I'm up at 3. Anyway, not making it about me. Go on.
No. It's about us. I understand.
Whatever.
I think it's fun. I think it's appropriate. But anyway,
you were talking about historical patterns.
Patterns. Like I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
I'm a mess. I'm generally not a very hopeful person. I don't know if you guys have figured out. I'm always like, nothing matters. Everything's going to go to shit. None of it's going to work out. So yeah, I don't know. We talked about this a little bit before we recorded. I didn't know how much I wanted to like talk about it,
Yeah.
Not because I don't have a lot to say. I have quite a bit to say, but this is not necessarily like a political commentary like podcast where like I sit.
Right.
Believe me, I have many, many, many political opinions, as Hannah knows, and Alyssa as well, in which they're lengthy and long discussions and rambles and a lot of anger and frustration. Yeah, I guess I feel like I'm hitting the same thing I always say, which is like, keep the people who are being bombed in your hearts and make sure that we don't forget about them. I personally am like not a fan of war. Hot take.
Wow. People can say anything nowadays. How dare you?
That's controversial apparently now. Or I'm like,
apparently it is.
Yes.
It feels like 2002 all over again in a lot of ways, where it's just like, oh, everyone's getting behind this. Okay.
Yeah, I think I understand the perspective of people who are like scared and upset and they want intervention because they feel like it's the only option.
Yeah.
And people are dying one way or another. Like I get it. I understand.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that means you should not mourn the dead and not feel bad about the atrocities that have happened and continue to happen. And if you think that that's something that you need to lecture people about, if someone's upset about the death of school children, I think you need to take a look in the mirror and really consider who you are as a person and what your values are. And maybe you are wrong. So I'm not here to like shame people for their beliefs or judgment or about whatever and how they deal with this. But I really think that like you're allowed to be sad about kids getting killed. Yeah. And I don't think that should be a controversial take. No. And I certainly don't think that people need to lecture others about it. So that's the only like slight little commentary I'm going to very passively aggressively put into this.
I'll come out and just say you are wrong for not caring. So I'll drive that home by saying that's inhuman of you if you don't care about that. So
yeah. Oh, and then one more thing I'll say is I think a lot of time is spent lecturing people about how much people should or shouldn't be involved or what they should or shouldn't feel bad about. At this point, I'm like, just be, if you're upset, I don't care. I don't care if you came, 2 months ago. I don't care if you came 2 days ago. I don't know if you were here 20 years ago. I'm not going to like, what do they call it? Gatekeep. Yeah. Gatekeep the idea of like being sad that people are dead. It's like insane to me that that's a thing, but cool. Welcome. Everybody who's upset. You want to be sad about people dying. Great. Also, whoever is responsible, it doesn't change the fact that it's still tragic.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that's the thing that I keep seeing that makes me want to scream into the void. I text you and Alyssa about it a lot where I'm just like, why are people like this? And like, why is this such a controversial thing? But of course we've been seeing that for years now. And now it's just shifted from one area
to a different one.
Yeah. So the madness continues. Now the Eye of Sauron is on us. Who knows how bad it will get? I'm hoping for the best, but of course I have no hope. So
here's the thing, though. I've noticed with myself that I always think I have no hope, and then I'm always let down. Like,
yeah, I think
wait
it's true.
Wait a second, there was hope in there.
No. We're like this. If we didn't have hope, we wouldn't continue. But you and I are dumb, and we keep going. So we
don't know
feel
how to
like we don't have
identify
hope
until it's taken from me.
No, I think we're very sentimental, like hopeful people at the end, which is why we're constantly upset. Is because we're always disappointed by the potential of like something that we're like, this is so clear to us.
It's like, well, I didn't know my hopes were up here. I didn't know they could go away. Oh, anyway.
No, the well keeps trying to run dry, and it won't. And somehow we keep managing to fill it. I don't know why. I don't know how that happens.
The water table is still full of water. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was supposed to mean.
The water table keeps going. Anyway, hot take. War bad. Dead kids bad. We can be sad about dead kids.
Subliminal
not controversial.
messaging.
Not
be sad.
Dead kid sadness.
Anyway.
Oh yeah. One more thing. I didn't know how much of this I was going to say, but I realized there's one more thing I wanted to address.
Yeah.
For all the listeners, in regards to the psyop, that is not hyperbole. There we are, and I don't actually know how much of this has propagated through, let's say, Ukraine or in Gaza, because I don't know how much the AI image or video generation has been. I think my assumption is that because of this moment in time, because it's become so sophisticated, that I think it's being turned against like a certain population as a test ground, right? To try and see how much of this works or doesn't work. Again, I didn't see a whole lot of AI Ukrainian stuff or AI Gaza stuff, which is not to say it didn't exist. I just didn't see it to the amount of what I'm seeing.
I saw a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of the AI stuff with this is crazy. So fair warning to everybody listening, like it's coming for America, and this is going to happen in the fall. So just have that on your radar and know, I'm telling you as somebody who's experiencing it and watching it, they are trying to radicalize a lot of people through AI videos and through AI posting and through just general AI I call it slopaganda.
It is.
And just be wary. I'm your case study. I'm telling you, it's here. They're doing it. They're trying to brainwash you through it. And this is separate from just the whole art part of it, where we're just like, hey, it's like stealing art. It's doing all that. But I'm like,
we're past that a little bit.
Now it's like in a truly weirdly creepy, dangerous place right now that like I'm really scared for the future in terms of that. So have that on your radar. Be careful. It's what we used to joke about when we look at like Facebook posts of like a boomer posting like some terribly Photoshop thing has been hypercharged and it's video now.
And it's video, and they can put voices that sound exactly like the person.
Exactly.
They can literally make you believe something that doesn't exist, that is not real, that has never existed.
Yeah,
in a way that your brain can't they can't tell the difference. Like you can't. There's parts where you're just like, that looks like this person, or that looks like this is happening, but you have to question everything. You have to. Unfortunately, you have to ask if things are real now, which is
a lot of it too is like it reminded me of what we used to do in like sound mixing, is what they refer to as like sweetening something. So it's like if you have a crowd, you'd sweeten it by like making the crowd sound bigger. Or like, if there's a bunch of people in one area, you sweeten it by like adding more people through AI. I've seen this, and like we've seen people sort of find the original video and then compare the two of them. So
right.
Anyway, I guess this is a political podcast now where I'm like, be careful about like psyops that are absolutely happening and blah, 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 blah.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say one more thing, and then we can cut out a bunch of this or not. I don't care. I just have to say it.
I don't know.
At this point in time, I don't think this is politics. What we're talking about.
That's true. Yeah.
This is literally the day-to-day life of all of us. We all participate in the internet. This is not politics. This is just a fair, like, hey, keep your eyes out. As two people who have ended up getting themselves into doing a ton of research without realizing it.
I do my own research.
We've literally done research, like legitimate research. I'm not saying I'm a researcher, but I'm just saying that like you dig deep, and this is by the book. They're doing exactly. It's a plan. This is a plan. They want you to question everything, which I guess you should. See? They want us to question everything, but we need to question everything. Yeah. Why can't they hire real artists for the propaganda like the old days?
Exactly. I have a video camera. I can record it. We can just do, what do they call it? False flag, whatever actors.
I don't know.
Crisis actors.
It's just us as crisis actors.
To be like, why is Hannah in like 50 of these different videos of chanting for like, Javid Shah, Hannah Hillam, screaming over and over again?
How dare you? How dare you?
Bring the artists back. Anyway, yeah, it sucks. Everything's terrible. But just don't forget about people getting killed, because that's bad, no matter who kills them. Anyway, with that wonderful, bright, exciting note, let's move on to my tab. Of course, this is also the week that this comes out, is the week of Nowruz. It's great.
Happy Nowruz, everybody.
Happy Nowruz, everybody. It's only getting better.
Great.
I don't know, man.
Happy Nowruz.
Happy Nowruz.
We're gonna box the thing we said earlier over here, and then we're gonna Happy Nowruz, genuinely.
Happy Nowruz. I still listen. Every year, it's still an opportunity to reset, to cleanse the bad juju, the bad vibes, to restart, new beginnings. Things are possible. You have to believe in that, not just when it's good, but also when it's bad. So
especially
I'm gonna try. Yeah, especially when it's bad, you have to kind of hope for the future. What did you say? The table of water?
The water table that's underneath the well?
The water table. Yeah, you have to keep going to the water table for hope.
Here's the stupid thing, is that I don't know why I always think about the water table, but you know what the water table is, right? I don't even know what a water table is.
No, I have no idea.
The groundwater that's underneath the dirt, like the layers of sediment and rock and everything.
Okay.
So it's the water. Like a lot of places just have groundwater that just chills. And like California, for example, has a huge water table that's like always dry because we were in a drought. But like the wells, like if you dig down deep enough, you'll hit the water table, and that's how wells are created. So you can dig down almost anywhere where you're on top of groundwater and make a well.
Okay. So it's not an actual table.
It's not a table. They call it that because it's just a big... Anyway, so I always think about the water table, and that's actually kind of a great analogy for hope that you don't realize you have, because you look at the well and it's empty, but then you're like, but there's all that groundwater that you don't even know is there until you dig it a little deeper, and then the well is full again.
See, this is how much of a city slicker I am, is that I'm like, is there like a table below the well that like catches? So now I'm just picturing a table with like puddles on it, like a water table or something. I'm like, why would someone want a water table? That sounds terrible.
Dig deep.
Dig deep. Love it. Dig deep to the water table.
It's all about digging for me. I don't know how this keeps happening. I don't mean to. It just comes back to digging. You know how many digging tabs I've had to just be like, you know what? Not right now.
Why not? No. You can build the water table in your heart.
It's all caves. I just keep finding cave tabs.
So Nowruz, guys. Nowruz. Happy Nowruz. Okay, so
speaking of tables, happy Nowruz.
Speaking of tables, happy Nowruz. So, obviously it's been hard for me to focus on anything. So I wanted to do something a little bit more straightforward today. Nice. That was themed. And today's topic is something that you've asked me to cover before.
Really?
And I know that some people in the Discord and fans of the show have messaged about, and they wanted me to talk about it. So
is it going to be Sonic the Hedgehog smut? I've asked you, I don't know how many times.
Rumi's favorite poem, his most famous poem, was about Sonic the Hedgehog.
That was my favorite one. I keep it by my bed. Please, end me. No, actually, my favorite is Sonic.
Water table. Waterboard me on the water table. Waterboard me with hope on the table.
Dude, I want to be so hopeful that I'm waterboarded by it.
Yeah, thanks, Dick Cheney. Come back from hell and waterboard table me.
Please.
Let's table this joke so I could get to my tab. Lame.
If this is going to be about tables this whole time, whatever. I don't even care. Okay.
It is now. Okay. Today, I'm going to be going back to the well.
Oh, yeah. Yes. He just showed. Course, I'm going to say it wrong. Shahnameh, right?
Yeah, Shahnameh.
See, I told you. Oh.
The Shahnameh. So today I will be discussing the story of Kaveh the Blacksmith.
Your namesake.
My namesake. I know I sound like a huge narcissist, but I think in this moment in time...
Is this the fifth Kaveh to be on this episode, to be on this podcast?
This is the story, yeah. I was like, this is the origin story for it. So this is feeling very relevant at this moment in time. And I thought this is a pretty straightforward one that would be fun to do. And it doesn't require me to go insane doing a lot of research. So from the Markaz Review, I thought this little blurb was helpful here. It says, Kaveh's place in the Iranian cultural imagination is really as the archetypal resistance fighter, someone who dares to risk everything and to stand up to tyranny and demand justice, to speak truth to power and question the legitimacy of an oppressive ruler. Kaveh and his blacksmith's flag become symbols of popular uprisings against the forces of tyranny, symbols that endure to this day.
Right there behind you.
Yeah, right here behind me. There it is.
Your logo. Well, it's not your logo, but
it is. I mean, it's not my. I've appropriated that for my logo based on my name. Yeah. Correct.
Yes.
It's the logo of my business and my website, Blacksmith Films, which is the company that I publish all my books through.
I don't actually think we've really talked about the fact that your name means blacksmith and it's about the blacksmith cop. I don't think we've ever talked about this, which is great that you're like on the show.
Yeah.
You and I have at length. Yeah.
Yes. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'll just do a straightforward blacksmith. This is the story. Nice. This is where it comes from. So, like all stories, a hero doesn't exist without a villain. Mm-hmm. So let's learn first about Zahhāk. Now, Zahhāk is the son of an Arab nobleman. And unfortunately for Big Z, he's just a boy when Ahriman gets him in his sights. And Ahriman is basically the OG, like, Zoroastrian devil. Like the idea of a devil and heaven and hell. We've talked about this before. Yeah. That starts a lot in Zoroastrianism thousands of years ago.
That's crazy. There's so much in Zoroastrianism that is like the foundation for Abrahamic religions. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like the first religion, I believe.
First, I think monotheistic religion that is documented.
So a lot of these are I've talked about this in previous episodes where I talked about the Shahnameh. So the Shahnameh is sort of like this. It's the Book of Kings. It's a long story. It's a long poem. You know, it's about like, you know, this king, this is the story of this king. And then his son ended up becoming the king. And then this is all the stuff that happened. So it's like one long story, one after the other. So when you just take out like one snippet, it's like, okay, here's one king in this story that led to the next one. It just ands for like 1,000 pages.
as all mythology should, as all folklore
exactly.
should.
So and a lot of this was written, you know, whatever, 1,000 years ago. I don't remember the exact number of years. And so it pulls from old Iranian traditions before, you know, the Arab conquest and like, you know, the spread of Islam and all that stuff. So it sort of snuck in to be like, okay, so Ahriman's one of those things.
That's rare. That's rare to have like pre-conquest stuff.
Yeah, and that's why so there's a lot of different translations and stuff, and there's a lot of different versions of it. So I can't read Farsi, so I can't tell you. But from what I understand, it's like there's different names, but it's basically for the sake of purposes of streamlining this, let's just call it's Ahriman. That's what it is. It's the devil, basically. It all is. Cool. So I'll just say it's the devil. So
this is like the who's the villain in Sonic? Who's the villain?
Dr. Robotnik.
So this is Dr. Robotnik.
Dr. Robotnik of the Shahnameh, exactly. Dr. Robotnik shows up. He's Ahriman. That's his form he takes. Dr. Robotnik's famously also been around since the beginning of time as one of the first monotheistic villains. Robotic villains? Yeah, devils.
He runs hell.
So, he runs hell. So Ahriman shows up and he takes a familiar form and he starts hanging out with Zahhāk. Kind of like Worm Tongue, where he's just sort of like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Like, what if you did this? Like, yo. And then he's like, hey, Zach. Can I call you Zach? It's easier than saying Zahhāk. Like, you know, like you're a slice of Zah with like Hawk on it. I don't know. Tony Hawk.
Tua? Oh, yeah. Tony Hawk.
Yeah. Hawk Tua is better.
My mind is in the gutter today. Today of all days. Come on.
And he's like, I'm just playing big dog. You know, it's fine. It's cool. But listen, your dad, right? Your dad, the nobleman. Like for real, though, like how noble is that guy? Like, isn't he like low key kind of mid? But like, yo, check it out.
Oh my gosh.
I think you would eat as the king. Like for real.
I am cooked. Is that what they say? I'm cooked?
Yeah, I'm cooked.
For a while, I kept saying I'm toasted.
He's young. Don't forget, he's still a young person here. So let's talk like the young people.
My brother-in-law was like, it's not toasted, it's cooked. And I'm like, oh.
Cooked? Toasted? I'm so air fried.
I'm air fried. I'm barbecued.
I'm sauteed. Yeah. I'm caramelized.
I'm flambéed. I'm sous vide.
Sous vide. I like that as a verb. That's a good one. I
love getting boiled in plastic. Please continue.
Sous vide me on the water table.
Wow, we've elevated this.
Love it. But yeah, he's basically like, I think
Gen Z.
Gen Z is like, yeah, I think you should. Right? He's like straight bussing, whatever.
Broccoli
he's
hair.
Telling him all this. He's like
Zach's
speaking into his ear.
Hair.
Exactly. He's got the broccoli hair. And Zach looks at him and he's like, say less. And the next thing you know, they're building one of those traps like you see in the movies where you like dig a giant hole and you cover it with like leaves and sticks and shit.
Classic trap right there.
Yeah.
Did they hit the water table?
They hit the water table and it fills. For the sake of the story, let's keep going with it. You hit the water table, it fills. They're going to be like, yo, let's sous vide your dad, dude, straight up.
Get in.
Get it in.
Okay, I've lost the plot. I truly have. So we're
The devil
is like,
devil worm tongue.
what's with your dad, right?
Yeah, he's basically like, your dad sucks, so you would be a better king. And then Zahhák's like, okay, cool, say less, let's do it.
I'm picturing Dr. Robotnik in a pool of water being boiled. So that's where I need to get out of that.
And so, but they do actually do the thing where they actually do dig and like cover it with leaves and stuff, because Zahhák's dad, there's this place where he goes to like pray every morning and chill. It's like a nice little like natural area, and he's like, and he like falls into the pit one day, and he's
Tom
dead.
And Jerry's, or like
yeah, honestly, yes, it's like a yeah, exactly. He paints
Wile E.
a sign.
Coyote.
Yeah, he does like a matte painting of like thinking it's like an alleyway that he can go into, but it's actually false, and he's gonna run into it. It's one of those.
Oh, beautiful.
And of course his dad falls in, and suddenly Zahhák's gone from a lowercase Z to an uppercase one.
Oh, Jen Zahhāk.
Jen Zahhāk. Love it. Then he's like, cool, bye. Like, you can be king now. And he's like, cool. And he's distracted because now his dad's dead and he's going to take over. And then Taherian takes on another form. And this time of a cook.
Oh.
And he's got like, sleeve tattoos and everything. Yeah. And he's like smoking cigarettes all the time. Exactly. He's wearing
He's got
Crocs.
a heart of gold. Actually, he doesn't, because he's the devil. So
he's literally the devil. He's Robotnik devil. Yeah.
Stop adding to my imagery.
He's shape-shifting. He's getting into the part. And so Zahhák's like, damn, bro, like, I'm starving. Like, killing dads burns hella calories and shit. Like, hit me some microplastics at least. And Taherian, the chef's all, come with me as I go to the Cheddar Kababi in the Alborz Mountains. The outside is kind of dusty, but inside is filled with delicious treats. I had the kubide with a side of onion, and it was so delicious. Make sure to save room for dessert, where I had the zulbia and bamia soft serve. And this is before video.
That was weirdly good. That was weirdly good.
They're all the same. It's the same script.
This is before video?
Yeah, so he basically has to sit there and eat it in front of the king.
He's his only audience. He's like, please give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, and so he's eating it, and Zahhák's like, dope, let's do it. And then meal after meal, he's just cooking him shit. And then Zahhák's like, going to town, next one. And he's like, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. This is the best. You're the best chef. I love it. Until one day, this goes on for a while. Zahhák's like, bro, bring me the cook that cooks. Quite literally.
Oh.
And he's like, I should hook that guy up. He's done me a lot of solids. I got to give him a favor back. And so he brings him in, and he's like, whatever you want, bro. I got you. You just name it. I'll hook you up. You're so good at your job. And Taherian's like, look, I know this is weird, but like, low-key, like, you're the best king that's ever lived. I think you're like the best. Wow. I love you so much. Truly. Like, you're more than a king to me.
He's like, Dad?
Yeah.
Dad never said that to me.
Dad never said that exactly. That's all it takes. And he's like, look, even if you gave me hella money and shit, like, it doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything. Everyone can get money. But, he kind of like looks around, and he's like, you're sex pot. You don't want to kink shame. You're not going to judge me. And he's like, no, bro. And he's like, that's cool. And he's like, can I just like kiss your shoulders?
Oh,
that would kind of be legit. I'd kind of be into that.
Wow.
And Zahhák's like,
that's hot, I guess.
Bro,
kiss
he's like,
your shoulders.
Yeah. He's like, bro, as if you couldn't get any more dope, because everybody always wants to kiss my feet, and that shit's played out. Yeah. And he's like, hell yeah.
He's already got his shirt off. He's like, please. I thought you'd never ask. Rips his shirt off like a... Anyway.
Yeah. He's like, come up here and give your boy some shoulder love. And Taherian, he goes and he kisses him like he's Pepe Le Pew or something. Like left shoulder, right shoulder. And the next thing you know, guess what happens?
I could say a lot of things.
Snakes start to grow out of Zahhák's shoulders, one from each side. A snake here and a snake here. Oh. And they look at him, and they're like, we are hungry. We need brains, and they better be in the shape of dino nuggets.
We're picky eaters, and we need brains in the shape of dino nugget. Snakes just like chilling on his shoulders. Oh my god!
Grown out of his shoulders, not chilling. They're not like sitting there. They're literally come out.
Ew! Ooh!
Yeah, old snake shoulders.
It's really grossing me out. You know what's grossing me out? The transition between his skin and the scales.
Yeah.
Just the gooch part of between
the gooch part of his shoulders. And
you did this podcast with me.
It's true. It's my own fault. I'm not upset about the gooch part of his shoulders. I love it. Bring it. That is why we do this show.
so I could talk about gooches. Okay.
Yeah, shoulder gooch. Let's be clear.
Sorry,
here.
shoulder gooch.
Shoulder gooch.
My absolute favorite, was when Joe referred to the time between Christmas and New Year's as the gooch of the year. I think I laughed for like days just thinking about
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Shout out Joe.
I told everybody.
Anyway, so all of a sudden he's like, oh, gee, what the hell? And then he like looks to find his, Instagram chef influencer friend, but he's disappeared. He's gone. Just like,
oh no.
Bye. And so Zahhāk gets a sword and he keeps chopping the snakes off at the roots. But much like my shoulder hair, it just keeps growing right back very quickly.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens. I have to chop my
shoulder hair. That's actually the origin of Iranian shoulder hair. Is that it's like Zahhāk.
Snakes. It's just tiny little snakes.
Tiny little snakes I gotta shave off in the summertime.
It's like Medusa, but worse.
Yeah.
Somehow.
At least Medusa can cover up your bald spot, but shoulder, it is a perfect metaphor of Medusa versus Zahhāk. It's like, why can't I get, my hair is migrating from the back of my head to my shoulders.
To your shoulders.
I need it to go to my bald spot. I need snakes to grow out of the back of my head to at least cover it up.
Well, that sucks.
Getting worked up, yeah. So anyway, he's
getting worked up. It's just funny that you said that after like this weekend. You're just like getting worked up.
Getting worked up over my bald spot and shoulder hairs.
Okay.
I have to keep going. Anyway, so he calls all the doctors to the palace because, there's universal health care for the king, but everybody else, no such luck. And sure enough, once again, Ahriman shows up, this time disguised as a doctor.
Oh, this guy won't stop. He
won't.
This is very, I see where Satan
the devil
was
works
based
harder.
On. I get why Satan came from this. This is literally just Satan.
And there's no reason to picture this, but I just thought the only doctor we know is Dr. Kaveh. So I'm just going to shout out. Although I don't think he's the devil. Let's just say he possesses Dr. Kaveh for the sake of the story. He possesses Hoda.
Okay.
Dr. Hoda is a man pure of heart and soul.
I like that the only doctor both of us know is him.
Is Dr. Kaveh.
Like, there's not a doctor in my family. Like, we're all artists.
I have plenty of doctors in my family.
Yeah,
I just don't talk about them on the show.
If there became a doctor in my family, we'd all be like, "What? Who are you?
Why? Yeah.
What happened with you? What went wrong?" Anyway, so Kaveh comes and
Dr. Kaveh shows up and he's like, He's looking at the shoulders. He's looking at the snakes and he's like, "It's probably stress. That's all that's happening. You're hysterical."
Wait, no, Zahhāk's not a woman. Why would they think that it's just probably stress?
That was the joke.
I was adding to it and explaining it bluntly like an idiot. Go on.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Also, but he's like, what you could do is you should just feed them kids brains. And I think they'll die eventually after if you do that.
It's the good stuff.
Yeah, and Zahhāk's like desperate. So he's like, I don't know. Okay, fine. Like kids' brains it is. Bring it. And he like orders it on the menu. Like, looks like kids' brains are back on the menu, boys. And he does it for 1,000 years.
What? That's like 100 times longer than Jeffrey Epstein did it.
Epstein is the snake shoulders
of
evil. Modern day. Yeah.
Like, I love how like prescient, is that the word? Prescient this is for this time.
And, but he's also got dark magic and shit, right?
Of course, yeah.
Alive. So everything's awful and the snakes are eating brains literally left and right. No one's happy. No one's able to do anything.
Literally, because there's two. Got it.
Got it? You want to explain more jokes? Yeah.
No.
Can you go?
Yeah, actually, what he's saying is that there's left and right snakes, which is why they're doing it left.
Snake on one left shoulder and on the right shoulder. So it's literal.
Execute me.
So one night, Zahhāk wakes up from a nightmare and he's like screaming in cold sweat.
Oh.
Because he's had a vision of his downfall. It will be at the hands of a great warrior. And it's some dude who's going to come overthrow him using an ox head mace.
Oh, what? Oh, that is so cool. I love a mace that's made of something that isn't typical.
Yeah, ox head. And I'm like,
ox head?
Bring it.
Dude.
And so he's all stressed out. So he calls in all of his best astrologists and psychics and, tarot card readers and shit. And they're like, bro, Mercury is like totally in Gatorade and like you're a moon, sun, rising Libra, Leo. So this is like par for the course.
It's all coming up ox heads here.
Exactly. Taurus, I guess, is the closest to an ox head.
Yeah. Year of the ox.
Year of the ox. And Zahhāk's all mad. And he's like, you need to find out who this fool is that's going to like topple my regime. And they all get together and like, I don't know, they like microdose ayahuasca or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And they read like, astrology.com and they're like, okay, we got it. Basically, they just call up, they call it Palantir and they're like, can you use technology and AI to basically trace what this is and figure out what this pre-crime unit's going to be that happens?
But it's
Peter
the
Thiel's
actual
like,
Palantir.
right away. Yeah, exactly.
In Lord of the Rings. Anyway.
Yep.
Peter Thiel's like, right, I would do that again. So
Right away, sir. Yeah. And they figured out and they're like, okay, we got it. It's a guy named Feridun, but don't worry. He's like not even been born yet.
Oh.
And Zahhāk, who's literally been like slaughtering children to feed their brains to this demonic snake shoulders, is like, what the hell? Why would some kid who hasn't even been born yet want to kill me of all people?
Me, the child killer. Why would a kid want to kill me?
And the court psychics are like, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's like so crazy. But like the tea leaves say it's because like you kill his dad and like his magic cow. So like, just be careful.
Look, I can handle the dad, but the magic cow, that's when
you draw the line.
It's too far. Yeah.
Yeah. And Zahhāk's like, ugh, vegans are the worst. They don't want anyone to have fun. God, I just killed one cow. Who gives a shit? It's natural to eat meat. And so he sends all of his greatest warriors out to find this orphaned cow kid. And the agents are out there and they go around and they trace him. And they go to the Highland Meadows and they find where this cow is grazing. But Feridun and his mother Fadonak have already fled. They got word.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they left the cow behind. The cow was like a magic cow. It was like colorful and all bright, kind of like what the Seymour is, like you've seen, like I've done drawings for and stuff.
Yeah.
And they kill it.
You should. Oh.
Yeah.
You should.
Because they're like, we can't. I should draw the cow. Actually, that's a good one to do.
Yeah.
And they kill the cow because they're like, we can't let any, leave no stone unturned. Like we can't leave any loose ends for this.
No cow unkilled. Yeah.
No cow unturned.
No cow unturned.
No cow unturned. They kill it. And the agents are like, well, we can't find the kid, but we got to go back to the office because it's, casual Friday. And we got to wear jeans. And he's going to be really mad if we're not there for the beer bash.
Brains on the house.
Yeah. Brain Barbecue Friday.
It's funny because Brains is a brand of beer in Wales.
Is it really?
Yeah. So like you go around Cardiff and like the word brains is written all over the place.
That's really weird.
I know. So they have like a smokestack that just says brains on it, but it's like the plant where they make the beer. So brains on us is two meanings in Wales. It's
interesting.
Could be kid brains.
Kid brains.
I haven't tried it, but man, every jersey, all the rugby jerseys say brains. It's bizarre.
Brains. Maybe it's run by zombies is what it sounds like, that entire city. Or a country, sorry. It's Wales, you said. The entire country.
Yeah.
Anyway, so whatever. They're having their barbecue, beer bash, brain, bisexual, boss boy energy, which I have to say every time we say anything that's alliterated with B.
Which is a lot. A lot.
Yeah,
like we talk about B words a lot.
B alliteration just always triggers it like we're some sort of like... like we're what do they call them?
Sleeper agents.
Thank you. Yes. So I'm gonna keep going.
The word boss, we're like boy boss.
Barbecue, boy boss, barbecue, bisexual, boy boss energy. Beagle. Boy. Feridun, meanwhile, he's raised in secret now by some like random hermit until he's like 16 because his mom's like, I don't want anyone to know who he is. Like if they find out that this is my kid, the king's already trying to kill this kid. So I got to make sure that like he's hidden.
Being raised by a random hermit immediately makes you part of the hero's journey. Like
100%.
You're done for. You're part of it.
You're awesome. Like, I mean, I wish I was raised by a random hermit, like in the middle of the woods. That would be hella fun. Right?
You'd be like conquering things right now. You'd be like going through thresholds and journeys.
Exactly. And so this happens until he's like 16.
Well,
and now he's like ready to get his driver's license or I guess like provisional learner's permit or something. And he's like, time to come back out. And he's reunited with his mother. And his mother is like, hey, look, here's the deal. This is what happened. This is why you had to get raised in the woods. Or like in the mountains, sorry, not in the woods. She's like, there's a king, blah, blah, blah. Basically everything I just told you. And Feridun's like, bro, Zahhāk is cooked. Like, I'm going to take him right now. Like, that guy can eat shit.
He's Gen Alpha, so he's just about to say a bunch of random slop.
Oh, yeah. It's words I don't even understand.
Yeah, I don't even know yet.
They're just words that we haven't even figured out. Yeah, exactly. And Fadonak's like, bro, just relax, okay? You're 16 years old. You don't know how to drive a car. You have no weapons training. Like, you need to create a following, right? You need to build up your TikTok following, or I don't know, wherever kids in Gen Alpha are going to be going now. But TikTok's not even a cool reference anymore. I guess kids now are all like off online stuff, like when they're really young.
Oh, they're all getting trafficked on Roblox.
Yeah. Oh, Roblox. You're right. Yeah. That's the one where it is. Yeah, for sure. He's like, you got to get a big Roblox following.
Sorry, not trafficked. They're getting groomed on Roblox.
Groomed on Roblox.
Don't let your kids play Roblox. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. It's a money pit.
It's awful. It's bad.
Yeah. Long story short, she's like, you need to build up support. This is not the time, but when the time comes, you will know. And, Feridun had no choice but to like, whatever, create content until the day he came, until like it was time to go. He was really annoyed about it, but whatever, it's fine. And so meanwhile, Zahhāk, he starts freaking out. That's
not about you at all.
No, not at all. It's not your time yet. And Zahhāk's freaking out. And slowly, Feridun's, his reels and shit are getting like more and more attention. A couple of them go viral, even though no one's sure he actually exists. But like his legend is growing about like, there's this kid. Did you hear? There's this kid who like Zahhāk's afraid of because he had this dream about it, that like it's going to be his downfall. And this is like
kid. Here's the thing. There's this kid that can roll into a ball and go really, really fast across the countryside. And he's the chosen one. Sonic.
Oh, Sonic. I'm so sorry. I forgot. You're right. My bad. Apologies.
I'm glad you forgot. I should have forgotten.
That's his theme song for when he takes over.
Sonic reference. Okay.
No, please make them. I'm sorry. I totally spaced. I told you it's been a rough weekend. I'm not my best.
Wow.
So Zahhāk, he's mad as shit because he doesn't like the fact that not only is this kid still out there, but also that people are like whispering in the kingdom. And so he's getting more and more paranoid. His pull number's in the toilet because, whatever, Epstein. And much like like marriage, kids.
But I don't like it. You said Epstein and then said much like marriage right after it.
I was going to say the next transition. You're right. Much like marriage that's on the verge of crumbling, he wants to renew some vows.
Ah, okay.
But vows about how he's just like the best king ever. The best king that ever kinged.
Of course.
And so he starts getting people to sign this petition. I don't know why he thinks this is a good idea. I think he's just insecure and he thinks that like, well, if I get someone to sign this, it'll mean I'm real. Because he's lost it.
He's had to watch these snakes eat brains for like 10 years straight. He's gone. Yeah. He's toasted.
He's traumatized. Okay. I want you all to worry about and think what it's like. What if you had shoulders? Yeah.
That comes from king. Oppressing people.
Yeah.
Is not to be ignored.
It's really hard.
It's hard to kill so many people.
The guilt of killing kids. It's really hard for them. But that was just, listen, that's the cost of war, guys. You just have to kill kids.
Now, the New Yorker needs to write a whole article about PTSD for the oppressor. Go on.
God, it's so hard.
It's hard.
Okay, it's really stressful for them. And this, I hate everything. This is where our boy finally comes into the story.
Oh, your boy, our boy, Kaveh.
He's our boy.
He's our boy.
Yeah. Kaveh was a blacksmith. Mm-hmm. And I'm not clear about what the number here is, but he had a bunch of kids.
Okay.
Some versions of this from what I've read said that he had a bunch of them and a bunch of them had become, fodder for the snakes. Some versions of it I've read said that he only had 2 kids that were up on the chopping block, but hadn't gotten killed yet. I'm actually not quite clear, but whatever. Regardless, he had some kids and some of them or many of them were about to get taken in to feed the king's child snake brain addiction, because of the Sackler family or whatever. That's tearing the country apart. And and this understandably is where Kaveh the blacksmith snaps, right?
I would have snapped long ago, but yes.
Right. Well, I'm saying now that his kids are up in the chopping block, he's done whatever he can to sort of protect them for a long time. But now it's like, now his kids are there. So he barges into the palace and basically like just goes straight up to the king. And he's like, you can eat this ass before I let you eat my kid's brains, you piece of shit.
Well, you're really similar to your namesake. I will say that. Because I can 100% see you marching into somewhere and yelling that. And that's a compliment.
I don't give it. Yes, being like, I don't give a shit. I will die before I let you do this. And Zahhāk, he's like, low-key, like kind of impressed.
I'm kind of into this guy.
He's like, I have not had. It's like Zoran with Trump, right? He's just like,
he just like bends. He just melts.
He's just like, I've only had sycophants talk to me for 1,000 years. This is kind of hot.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at his smile.
He's so handsome.
He's so handsome. Like,
Yeah.
He's so,
and just like me, he's got prince hands because he's a blacksmith.
He's got no, this one does not have. This one's got opposite hands.
Absolutely not.
You should take up blacksmithing.
You know, it's funny. Sarah got me a gift to like do a blacksmithing class like 5 years ago, and I forgot that. I just remembered right now that you said that. The email is sitting in my inbox that I was supposed to. It's probably expired by now. I'm terrible. Every once in a year, she'll remind me, be like, by the way, and I'm like, oh right. Anyway,
I did that with Sean for a bonsai tree thing, and I think it's been like 8 years. I don't think the place is open anymore.
They lost. The bonsai tree has collapsed somehow. Yeah. Anyway, so he's like, dude, this guy, he's legit. And he's like kind of moved by it. And he's like, okay, I got an idea. And so Zahhāk spares Kaveh's kids.
Whoa.
And he's like, I'm such a good king. I even surprised myself. I can't believe how much compassion I have. I'm so great. Oh my God. Hold on. I need a moment. And,
why are they all like this?
Seriously. And he's like, okay, Kaveh, listen, I spared your kids because I'm the best. Like, aren't I the best? Check it out. I got this declaration right here. I'm going to need you to go ahead and sign it so that people know that it's officially on the record. And look, we all know how Kaveh feels about agreeing to
signing
terms, signing things, having a digital footprint. Turns,
sharing data, yeah.
And signing up for
literally
giving your DNA to people because it's cute to know where your DNA comes. Anyway,
only if
much like this one, much like this one, he just is like, he looks at him and he's like, it's like he doesn't even scream, right? It's one of those looks where you're
scarier.
Like, oh no. And he just looks the king in the eye, and he turns around and he talks to the crowd of, all the court, and he's like, you've made this country paranoid, insane, ravaged inside and out, and you expect me to like sign this petition saying that you're the best king that ever lived? Ew. And Zahhāk, without missing a beat, he's like, well, I didn't eat the brains, the snakes did.
Why is this still happening? Sorry, that hit me deep. Why are they all like this? Every king, every ruler. It's almost like humanity can't survive while your humanity cannot live through being a king or a billionaire or a
especially after 1,000 years. But
that's right.
Anyway, so he's like that's his like, I'm going to become the Joker moment. But Kaveh says, and this is quote from the Shahnameh, the translation that I have. It said, quote, I just thought this was a fun line. I liked it. He says, hell is your abode, you minions of the devil. You are the admirers of the unjust king. Let it be known that Kaveh does not bear witness to this false proclamation. I am not afraid of the king.
Just got full body chills, dude.
And he tears up the proclamation right then and there, and he storms out of the castle.
Yes.
And once again, Zahhāk is like, oh my God, no, Zaddy Kaveh, don't. He doesn't do shit.
Even the snakes are like, that guy's hot.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that? He said no to you.
There's like some weird sub shit going on with him.
Kink unlocked.
He just is like, yeah, exactly.
It's some sub shit, exactly.
What do you always say? Big bottom energy is what you always talk about.
No, what did I say? Oh, what did I say?
Bottom boy boss energy? I don't know.
Oh, there was a different word for it that I had, but oh well.
Anyway,
I don't remember.
So, right, he doesn't do anything. He's just sort of like, I hope he comes
cuck,
back.
No, it was with cuck. It was power cuck.
Power cuck. Yeah, he's power cucked. He loves it. He's just sitting on the cuck throne. And Kaveh, meanwhile, he just goes ape shit. He's marching down the street screaming about how much the king's got to go, and he's a loser, and everyone hates him. And soon, like, a crowd starts to form behind him, right, as he's marching along. So he takes off his apron and he ties it to this lance and he hoists it in the air. And this becomes what we now refer to as the Derafsh Kaviani, or the standard of Kaveh, which is that
behind
symbol.
You right there.
Yep.
It's a good symbol.
That's the symbol that was adorned on his apron, which ends up becoming the national flag.
Do we know what it means? Like, besides it being his standard, like, is there... Why did
where
he
the
have
actual
that?
symbol came from originally?
Like, why did he have that?
I think I read somewhere it was like a lotus flower or something. That's a good question. I should have thought to read into that more, but I didn't think to do that.
No, that's what I do. I'm just like, I need to find the end of the origin.
So anyway, everyone's all riled up and they're cheering. They're like, yeah, down with the king. Lead the way, Kaveh. You should take over. And Kaveh's like, oh, wait, no, I don't want to be king. What are you, insane? I want to be creative and work with my hands and shit. I'm a blacksmith.
Did they give you this name because did your parents give you this name because they knew somehow that you would also want to like not? I don't know. It's just you're very similar to this.
It's funny because I did not know this story really like to this extent as a kid. So it's not even like it's not even like these aspects of it defined me. It just sort of like happened to be this way.
Or maybe here's the thing. Maybe it's that Persian stubbornness. That's
true.
It's a very cultural, what I've noticed, as I've said before.
I mean, it's definitely part of it. Yeah.
Is that there's very much cultural. Like that, like, absolutely not. I'm not going to bow down to you, you idiots.
Yeah. But then I think that's more me of being like, I don't want to be in charge. Because like my whole life, they're like, you should be the boss. You should be in charge. And I'm like, leave me alone. Don't reward me with more work. You know, I mean, like, I don't want to do this.
I want more work.
Yeah. I want to sit in my blacksmith studio and like podcast on the side. That's what I want to do. Anyway.
Can we get him on?
Yeah, we should. So they're like, yeah, you should do it. And he's like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to be a leader. Like, that's for dumbass politicians. But you know who would be great?
Oh,
that Feridun guy we keep hearing about, making all the videos and shit. So he just leads the procession like they're in like New Orleans, where they do the dancing and they're like playing the music still, all the way to the Alborz Mountains where he knows Feridun has been hiding out. And he's like, and he knocks on the door and Feridun's like, who is it? And Kaveh's like, the revolutionary mob. We made an appointment. And Feridun opens the door and sure enough, there's like a slew of people who are like looking to him to lead. Okay. And Feridun's like, oh yeah, this is what mom was talking about. This is my moment. Let's do it.
What was he doing? I just pictured him sitting in there just editing a video on his phone. Just being like, oh, hold on. What song should I put to this? Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's under a minute? Okay, I gotta get it.
He's trying to get his like halo light to work and it's not working.
Yeah, it just keeps flickering, going out, yeah.
Yeah, but no, he's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Let's overthrow the king. Blah, blah, blah. And he's all gung-ho. But Kaveh's like, hold up, bro. We got to make a pit stop before we do that.
Ooh.
And so they go back to his studio, like I said, where
his blacksmith studio
podcasts on the side. But this is a literal blacksmith studio.
They don't call it a studio. It's like when I was like, I'm going to audition for the soccer team. And my dad was like, you should just go back to theater.
Audition the soccer team.
I said like, yeah, I'm going to go to soccer auditions.
Soccer audition, a blacksmith studio.
Told everyone enough.
Whatever, his workshop. I know. It's not funny when I say workshop. It's funnier when I say blacksmith studios. Anyway,
blacksmith audition, yeah.
Blacksmith audition at his studio. He's in the workshop. So he's just like, hold up.
Studio.
Okay. I got shit to do before we go storm the castle. And he goes to work. And meanwhile, Feridun's like chilling. They take a nap, like they're sleeping, they're resting. And while he's sleeping, the angel Surush comes to visit Feridun at night.
Who's that?
He's just an angel, like a guardian angel type guy. And he's like, listen, you're about to fight a disciple of the literal devil. Like, you're going to need to know some magic. You can't just go in there blind. Yes. And I can't teach you everything, but like, here's some cheat codes. And
he's like, where were you last week, 10 years ago?
Seriously.
Why are you now coming?
Just sat idly by while he ate like 1,000 years of children's brains. And now you decide to show up, dickhead. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
I know.
Like I said, I'm just glad that you're here. Doesn't matter when you showed up. Just glad that you're here now. And so he's like, here's all the cheat codes, right? And so he's like, Feridun's like writing them on the inside of his arm and hand and like on the tongues of his shoelaces, like all the cheats so that he can have
you ever done that?
Yes, I probably did. I can't remember exactly the time I did, but I think I have done that. It would be strange if I had not done that at any point because I was not a good student.
Me neither. I did like Mulan style, like where I...
Does she cheat? I don't remember.
She writes it all down her arm. I do it a bunch of dates, and I would
that's like a classic thing.
Yeah, it worked.
Anyway, so they're like, okay, cool. He's got like his cheat codes ready. The army's ready.
Down, up, B, A,
up, down, yeah. It's just the Konami code over and over again on his arms.
Is there a Sega cheat code that he could use? Because that's a little more in line with Sonic.
There's the blood code for Mortal Kombat. I don't remember what it is.
Well, he uses that.
That one too. Yeah. It's Nintendo on one side and then Sega on the other side.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're like getting ready. They're like ready to go out, blah, blah, blah. But then Kaveh comes out and he's like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready. And Feridun's like, what you got for me, boy? And what does he take out? The thing he's been working on all night.
Oh, here it comes.
Want to guess what it is?
Is it the ox head mace?
It's the ox head mace.
Yeah. Yes.
And he's like, we got it.
Everyone just gets so pumped up. Oh my!
Yeah, it's like He-Man, where he's just like, I have the power.
Exactly, and everyone's just peaking on testosterone.
And so, whatever. There's a bunch of stuff that happens, like about crossing or whatever. It doesn't matter. They go to storm the castle, and he does all the cool spells and shit, and everyone's riled up, and they storm the castle, and they go into the court where the throne is, and they're ready to kill Zahhāk. But guess what? Dude's not even there.
Oh, where is he?
And Feridun asks the court, they're like, what gives? Exactly. It turns out Zahhāk went to India to research some new evil spells and shit. And Feridun's like, okay, you know what? Fine, whatever. I'm tired. Can I just be king? I need to take a nap. I don't have time for this.
I have to edit 3 more videos tonight.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I don't have time for this. I'm exhausted. And now he's king and it's cool and people are excited. And then, a few weeks later, Zahhāk comes back from India and he's like, what the hell is this shit? I leave for 1 month and you take over my throne?
I love that. They just walked in when he was gone.
Basically, yeah. They're like, he didn't lock the door. Well, I guess I could be king now.
It's like it's like Goldilocks, and this chair is
that's literally what it is. Yeah,
too much of a cuck chair.
Colonizer coming in and taking over all of their food and clothing and sleeping areas. That's a story for another day. So anyway,
it's 100% true though. Go on.
Yep, Zahhāk's pissed, and he's just at first he's just sort of oh yeah, because everyone's the court people or whatever, his army, they're just what's going on? And he's like, oh no, it's cool. He's our guest. I'm gonna basically trying to play it off.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I meant for this to happen. I'm not a total dipshit, loser, idiot king who's bad at governing. But eventually they keep asking him and he gets so annoyed that he's just enough. And he uses this newfound power that he found in India and he summons a demon army.
Oh, whoa.
And they storm the castle to take it back. But Feridun's magic, he's got the Sega code and the Nintendo cheat code. He's got Konami and Sega. He had no chance. No chance.
No.
And I guess to bring it all home, it's like the power up in Sonic where you get the right. He's got the invisible whatever.
Yeah.
He's it's getting all the rings. He's he's walking through all the spikes. He's not losing any of the coins. He's doing it crazy. Bada bing, bada boom. Defeats Zahhāk, and then he's going to deliver the final blow and kill him. But then Surah shows up again. And he's like, bro. No, that's not your fate. It was not written that you're going to kill him. But what you do have to do is imprison this guy up in Mount Damavand. And sure enough, that's where he went. And that's where Zahhāk remained.
He didn't kill him.
He didn't kill him.
What?
Because he's like, that's not what was written. And I would say everybody lived happily ever after, but that's just the end of that one part of the story. And then, like I said, the Shahnameh goes on for another 5. Look at this. This is this far into this book.
Wow, that's nothing. Yeah. That's an eighth of the book.
This is an image
look at that picture. You see that's where he's imprisoned?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
Yeah, this book is the one that's illustrated and designed by Hamid Rahmanian.
Yeah.
He's on Instagram. He's very incredibly talented.
I gotta go follow that person.
This copy of the book is crazy. It's huge and thick, but it's worth it for me to have a copy of it. It's really great. It's the one that I got for
my aunts,
who were kind enough to host us when we were in New York. I was like, here, I'm gonna infect you with the Persian mind virus of the Shahnameh as well.
It's interesting that the king in the mountain trope that's present in so many. I'm just relating it to Welsh mythology, of course, which is just the Cadair.
No, I mean, but it's like these things are repeated over and over again. Yeah.
There's a guy Cadair Idris, King Idris, which is his seat is in the mountains, and he's
King Idris Alba.
Yeah, he's there, dude. he lives there.
He's the handsomest king I've ever seen.
He's beautiful.
So handsome.
Anyway, I love that. I love that every mythology tends to have some sort of mountain prison or king in the mountain.
Mountain. Yeah.
I did just say mountain. I try. Look, sometimes it
Persian mythology famously has mountains. Yeah. King Zahhāk is in the mountain. Mountain Damavand.
Look, I really hang on. Really didn't mean to do that.
The mountain.
Do that. I gotta make it all.
Anyway,
that was awesome.
Yeah, that's the story of Kaveh. That's the story of Feridun coming onto the throne.
What did Kaveh do after?
Oh, it goes on. Kaveh. I think he just is he's chilling. He's just cool. I did my thing. But back to blacksmithing. Yeah. He doesn't
what an awesome
become a king
namesake.
or anything. Yeah, for real.
That is really cool. What
Yeah,
a
it's
good,
cool.
a good guy to look up to too. It's just like, hey,
Yeah.
even the common person can be like, oh, I'm done with this. Like,
Yeah,
you
I
don't have
gotta
to be
say,
special.
I've told my mom this too, where I'm like, it is cool that like I'm not hot take, not a fan of
Yeah.
kings or monarchs.
No. Wait, what?
Despite having told this story, but like I do think kind of in terms of like what influences me, I think I knew the story. I knew enough of the story. Like my mom, the way she tried to contextualize it for me as a kid is she's like, you're kind of like Kaveh is kind of like the Robin Hood. That was like the reference point I had.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay.
Which obviously is not a 1-to-1, but I was
No.
like 6 or whatever. So she's like, it's
Yeah.
kind of like but basically the idea of like, it's class warfare. Like that's what this always is. Like,
and you're the good guy. You're the one who cares about people.
She's like, you're the one who's not afraid to stand up to a king. Yeah. Not like that you become king, but you're like, you don't like unjust kings. And I'm like, I feel like that's really influenced how I think about a lot of myself and my place in the world and what I believe in. So
oh yeah,
it's cool. Thank you for listening. That was fun. That was fun to be able to do that.
That was awesome. I'm glad I got to hear the whole story because I know, like, I remember when we first met. I think I asked you about your logo or why it's called Blacksmith Films, and then at San Diego you had somebody draw Kaveh the Blacksmith. Do you remember that? You had like a commission.
Oh no, yeah. Somebody had drawn a blacksmith.
Oh, okay, and then that's
Peter,
when you told me the actual story.
He was doing a book on. It's funny. Why am I trying Peter Hahn? He was like,
okay.
It was really funny because Peter Hahn, I don't know him like well. I've just seen him at like all these conventions and talked to him. And it's funny because like for years he kept being like, I'm working on this book because I've studied all this blacksmith mythology. And I was like, do you know about Kaveh the blacksmith? And he's like, no. And I was like, you got to look into this one. And I showed him the Shahnameh book and he's like, cool. And then I went back next year. I'm like, did you read about Kaveh the blacksmith? He's like, no, what's that? Because it's like one of these like classic like San Diego Comic-Con things where you have like 50 conversations. You're like, I remember. And then I went back next year and he's like, I'm like, did you do that? And he's like, what's that?
I don't know what that is.
And I just was like,
you know how many
laughing
times
every
that's
time.
happened to me? Someone will be like, hey,
100%.
remember when we talked about this? I'm like, I've never seen you in my life.
Exactly.
I don't know who you are. Gun to head, I have no idea.
But he did do some drawing of some blacksmith character. I actually see like I haven't looked into it to see like what he's done since then. But that's what that drawing was. It was like his character that was a blacksmith.
Okay, because then you came and that's when you told me about the full story. And I was like, oh, that's like kind of awesome. And slowly I put together, oh, that's why it's called Blacksmith Pictures, because you draw and you make movies. And
correct.
Anyway, that took me until 2 months ago. I think I texted you. Anyway.
So you've probably seen in some of these, various rallies or protests or whatever you want to call it. Like, as much as you're seeing a lot of flags of, the lion and sun with the sword. I've been seeing the third most common flag probably is the
Kaveh the blacksmith
one? Is the Kaveh blacksmith flag. It's not that common, but I'm saying it's not super uncommon.
Oh, that's awesome. That's the flag. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, and it was the flag of Iran for a while in like, I can't
really
remember the year. It was like Sasanian Empire.
Oh, yeah. That was right before the... Yeah. I don't remember when that is. Such a long history. I have no idea where to place that. Yeah.
Too many flags. Anyway, that's the story of Kaveh the blacksmith. What do you think we should do for closing tab sounds? Should it be like a Sonic the Hedgehog? Should it be...
No. I think it should be...
being maced to death by an ox head.
Oh, that's a hard one. Or a magic cow. How do we do a magic cow?
Oh, I like a magic, just a
like
moo with like sparkle behind it. Yeah, love it.
Exactly. Okay, I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1. Magic cow that to death. And that means it is time for listener mail. And
yes,
we have a voice memo from Casey from Colorado, who I've actually met. What's up, Casey?
Oh, you have?
And
in Colorado?
No, she came to my book signing in Salt Lake. And Casey's also one of the people that did a Tab Conspiracy. So you guys all know her.
I didn't realize that you had met Casey before. You told me that.
I did, definitely. I sent you a picture of all of us together with Grace.
Remember. We just talked about how I don't remember anything.
I know.
It's con brain. Casey from Colorado has a good ring to it, kind of like Nika
Feels
from
nice.
Riverside. Casey from Colorado might have to be another one.
Staple character in our repertoire.
Casey from Colorado. Let's hear Casey's tab.
Hello, friends. Last week, I was reminded of a grand, for lack of a better word, coincidence that took place in Orange County, California in the 1940s. The Mendez family, Gonzalo and Felicitas, their children Sylvia, Gonzalo Jr., and Jerome, as well as Gonzalo's sister Soledad Viduri and her 3 children, moved to Orange County and began renting a farm to work. Gonzalo wanted his children to attend the school closest to the farm, which he had actually attended as a child. But when their aunt went to register the Mendez children and their cousins, she was told that the Mendez children would have to attend the quote-unquote Mexican school on account of their Hispanic surname and darker skin. The cousins who were lighter-skinned and had a French surname would be allowed to register.
Wow.
This was considered odd by all, as Mexicans, like most other Hispanics at the time, were considered white and therefore not segregated into separate schools like black children were. Gonzalo and 4 other fathers of students that attended the Mexican school band together to sue to allow their children to attend the white school, resulting in the case Mendez versus Westminster. The Mendez family won, and it was found unconstitutional to segregate Mexican students into separate schools. The school district appealed, but with the assistance of the ACLU, American Jewish Congress, Japanese American Citizens League, and the NAACP, the Ninth Circuit Court ruled in favor of the Mendez family.
Nice.
The decision actually helped set the precedent for the later case Brown v. Board of Education, which would end de jure segregation in the United States as a whole. But what is the coincidence, you ask? The coincidence, again, for lack of a better word, is that the Mendez family had only moved from Santa Ana to Westminster because of the farm they were renting. The farm that belonged to the Minamitsu family, a Japanese-American family who had recently been sent to an internment camp following the Executive Order 9066. The Mendez family was only in Orange County because of the horrendous actions of the United States government against Japanese-Americans during World War II, since the Minamitsus needed someone to care for their farm. I was reminded of this last week on February 19th, which is the day of remembrance for Japanese-American internment or incarceration. We talked about it during our morning staff meeting. The presenter recommended the wonderful graphic novel They Called Us Enemy by George Takei, but I would like to recommend 2 more books. They're kids' books. Calm down. The first is Separate is Never Equal, written and illustrated by Duncan Tuanatu, which won a Purabelle Prix honor in 2015. I first read the book as a part of my Library and Information Sciences Master's program in a class on collection development. It tells Sylvia and her family's story in Duncan's unique illustration style. The second recommendation is a book called Sylvia and Aki by Winifred Conkling, which I discovered in my first year working as a librarian in a rural-ish library in western Colorado. I was working on weeding the 300 section of our juvenile nonfiction and found this wonderful chapter book there. It is fiction, despite it being historically based. It was in this book that I discovered the coincidence between the Mendez and the Minamitsu families, and I was reminded that history is not just a sequence of events, but that the events overlapped, intersect, and greatly affect one another. Sorry, this is kind of long. Hopefully you can include it all in the pod. I will send some links with the various tabs included throughout. All my best wishes, Casey from Colorado.
Thanks, Casey.
That was awesome.
That was cool. I love making connections like that.
My dumbass for a second when she was saying that like they went to the farm, immediately went to rice farm.
Me too.
And I was like, oh my God, is this like a sushi? And then she was like, internment camp.
I was like, oh
internment, no, I forgot.
Japanese
I forgot
family.
my own tabs that I talked about on the show. I guess I'm hungry, so sorry. That was that was what that facial reaction was.
Yeah. No, that was
like,
awesome.
Rice?
Also, like, I'm hungry for rice. I need rice. You're in a rice emergency.
I kind of am.
I was going to say, it's crazy how, like, one injustice laid the foundation for another injustice. You know what I mean? Where it's like, we interned
or simultaneously
this family,
happening.
and now we're mad that this other family who's Mexican is living in this interned family's home that we took away from them. It's like, I don't know. It's one of those,
what
like,
a nightmare.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to be like, are we the baddies?
Yeah.
But of course, that's never happened.
Great.
Anyway.
We do have the George Takei book. I told you. Yeah. We went to a screening. Sarah and I went to a screening of Star Trek 4 a few weeks ago. That was at the Academy Theater. It was like the opening of this like science fiction, whatever, like series that they were doing. Mm-hmm. And he was there and he came out to speak. And I was texting you guys afterwards where I was like, it was really awesome. So something, not to make it about myself, but just in terms of like one of the things I'm always worried about. It's not like you did
a whole episode about someone named Kaveh that wasn't you.
No, what I mean is like when we do these ones, especially ones that are about the cultural experiences of others, I'm always very like, I want to make sure, like paranoid's not the right word. I'm always like, it's really important to me to make sure that like I try my best to try and like present it in a way that's authentic to the people that experienced it. Mm-hmm. And it was really, it wasn't cool hearing what George Takei was talking about, right? I don't mean that like it was cool, like thumbs up. I'm glad, but it was like a lot. He was talking about the questionnaire. Yeah, it was meaningful. So like him talking about the questionnaire, him talking about all the stuff that like, you know, I was kind of went insane making sure I wanted to cover in that the internment camp baseball story. Hearing him say it like almost beat for beat, like a lot of the stuff that I was talking about, I was like, yes, like I wanted to go talk to him, and I was like, I couldn't talk to him afterwards, obviously, but I just wanted to go be like, George, look what I got it right.
I did well.
I was like, oh, I'm helping like prolong the legacy of like, you know, the things that you think is important, like the fact that that's what he chose to talk about while he was up there, and the fact that it was like, you know, similar. I was like, yes. And then also in addition to that, I think a couple of weeks ago, I guess Dan Kwong, who was the one who set up the whole baseball camp thing, he, I guess, commented on YouTube that he was like, thank you for covering the story. So it was like really exciting.
It gave me like a, whew.
I was like, the thing that I'm most happy about when we do these tabs is if you're able to get the kind of blessing of the person that it's about. Yeah. You know, if they're not like, well, actually you got all these things. I don't know. Maybe he did think everything I said was wrong and he just didn't want to comment on the YouTube, but it was just cool. Oh, well. It's one of these moments where it's like, it's exciting to feel like validated about like, you know, I hope I did right by you guys. And it sounds like, you know, in regards to those ones, it was really exciting for me. Anyway, I just made it about myself.
No, I was going to say that is the responsibility of somebody telling someone else's story.
Yeah.
Is to make sure you get all facets of it and tell it from a way that humanizes and honors the person. And I think you did that. Yeah. So nice. Nice job.
So it was cool. So yeah. And so I'm excited to look into those other two suggestions that Casey made. In the meantime, if you have a listener email, thank you, Casey, also for the voice memo. We love those.
Yeah, thank you.
You can go ahead and send it to 500opentabs@gmail.com. That's 500. You can follow us on Instagram and on Blue Sky. We're just 500opentabs. I am at PermaFriends on Instagram, and then just my name, Kaveh Taherian, on Blue Sky.
And I'm Hannah Hillam on Instagram and Blue Sky.
Go ahead and follow Hannah. Thank you guys for listening. And thank you, Hannah, for listening to me talk about Iran stuff at the beginning of it. And thank you to the audience. You know, I don't know if I mentioned this at the top of the show, but some people from the show, or some people who listen to the show, have reached out to me as well. So thank you guys for that. Nice. And they've been sharing stuff. So thank you to everybody. Please, I hate to have to keep saying this, but like, you know, keep the people of Iran in your hearts and for their safety. And war is bad no matter what. And no matter who kills somebody, it's always a tragedy. So that's my hot take. Yeah. I'm allowed to be sad about people being dead, regardless of whether or not they thought it was a good idea to have foreign intervention. So war bad, opinion. Dead, sad.
War bad, dead, sad.
War bad, dead, sad.
And with that, war bad, dead, sad. I'll see you next week, guys.
I'll see you at the sous vide water table under the well.
Ooh, gross. I don't like that, but I'll see you there if that's what it takes. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.